Mexican culture reflects the complexity of the country's history through the blending of Mesoamerican cultures and that of Europe, and the country is home to many world-class poets, writers and artists. One of the most famous is Frida Kahlo, a Mexican painter best known for her self-portraits. A must-see place for visitors is the Frida Kahlo Museum, known as the Blue House in Mexico City, which is also Kahlo family's house where Frida was born, raised and lived with her equally famous husband, the artist and muralist Diego Rivera. Having suffered an almost fatal accident while still young, Kahlo's life and art illustrated her struggles with her deteriorating health, the orthopedic corset she was forced to wear, the numerous spinal surgeries, as well as many miscarriages. Kahlo may not live long enough to produce more paintings, but since she died at the age of 47 in 1954, her work and her life continue to inspire people and other forms of art and expressions, such as biographies, films, operas, plays, novels, music, and even fashion. One remarkable woman that Mexico is proud to have today is musician and conductor Alondra de la Parra, who is also the founder and artistic director of the New York-based Philharmonic Orchestra of the Americas. I talked to Alondra in Mexico City to find out more about her life and career.
Alondra, my short trip here to Mexico, I get the impression that there's so much life and artistry and art and music in Mexico. How do you feel to be a part of that and also bringing, wherever you go, you're also bringing the Mexico flag behind you? How does that make you feel?
Mexico is a great country and we are by nature creative. We've been for centuries. Creative. If you go to different regions of my country, you'll see they have their specific type of dances, many of music, instruments, colors, food, everything. It's region, and then there's so many, and so it's really rich in culture, and this reflects in the way people are. We are by nature people who like smiling, who like welcoming people, who like taking care of friends. Family is very important. And all this reflects on the culture. Culture is, in a way, the voice of society. And so for me to be able to take Mexican composers, Mexican music, which I do constantly, and perform these works with orchestras in Japan, in Paris, in Brazil, and see people's faces, from the musicians to the audience. Wow, this is Mexican music. It's so great. Because first, because I'm proud of it, and second, because I feel we need to promote this works and this music, because many people have this stereotypical idea of Mexican, which is
the mariachi,
the chile, the sunset in Cancun. All that is great, and it's true, but it's just a little part of a huge kaleidoscope of very eclectic culture that we are, and quite sophisticated in many ways.
So how did you get into this passion for conducting?
Well, since I was very little, I played the piano, I played the cello, and at home music was the most precious thing. We heard all sorts of music, pop music, opera, jazz, Mexican music. And I think because my parents took me to so many concerts where I saw orchestras and heard the repertoire and the sound of an orchestra, I fell in love with the idea, and I thought maybe I could do that, even though I didn't have an idea of how to get there or someone to imitate, because exactly I would look at the conductors and they would look nothing
serious.
Like me. So I think, oh, how can I do? But then I thought, well, what does a conductor really do? And I was explained what you need to learn and how you need to get everyone together and be the leader, connect everyone to one idea, obviously know the music inside out, communicate with the musicians, and all those things and many more than involved in this profession were really appealing to me and seemed like things I could develop and do. And so I did. and yeah.
But how different is it being a musician and being a conductor, someone who conducts the music? Is it very different?
Well, yes and no. The musicianship in conducting is the most important thing. You need to know the music inside out. You need to know where the composer came from and why he made this piece in such a way, why he picked these instruments rather than others, why he went from this key to another. So you analyze the piece, and your musicianship needs to be at the top of its game. You need to know how all the instruments work, even though you might not be able to play most of them. You know how they work, you know what the challenges for each instrument are, and interpretation. You're defining the how. Mm-hmm. The what is already there. It's there in the scores, on the stands, in the parts of the musicians, what notes to play, and pretty much a gesture of how. But the real intention and definition of how we're going to do this together, it comes from the conductor. And interpretation, that's what comes out of it.
Okay, great. And I hope you get a chance to come to Indonesia and play
love
to Indonesian audience. Alondra, thank you very much.
So
it's
nice
been lovely
to meet you.
talking to you, and good luck with the baby.
Thank you. Thank you.